SummerSlam is in the books. We're going to talk about it. And Frank is on his way. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob, joined shortly by my good friend Hollywood Frank. Frank was on vacation, so he's on his way in. And you can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talk about all the news in wrestling. You can also follow us on social media, scrolling below. Check that out. And SummerSlam, 2-night event in the books. What'd you guys think? Ah!
Now,
there he is.
There he is.
Yeah. You made it.
Back from Chicago.
Yeah. How was Chicago?
Good. Really good. Need you to sing around on me real quick, though.
Need you to what?
Need you to just do sing around on me.
Okay.
For my acquisition from the National.
Oh, dude, you're oh, nice. Dude, it's signed too. Damn. With the old belt, the 10 pounds of gold. What's going on with your camera?
I don't know. I don't know, sir. Let me unplug and plug.
Oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, Frank will be back. But that was nice. That was a nice pick, man. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, with the old NWA. There he is.
All right, is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. The Nature Boy, right there. A little there says Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Yep. That's cool, man.
They had a couple different ones, but I'm like, yeah, I gotta get that one.
That's pretty dope. You need to hang that up behind you.
I will. But I literally.
I know you just literally walked through the door.
Piss, came downstairs. No work. I just came back from Chicago today.
No, as I said, you just literally got in through the door.
Yeah, I got through the door, used the bathroom, grabbed a drink, came downstairs, started setting up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, no problem, man. But why? It was Leg Kick says the good Cody versus Cena was great. The bad Rollins' fake knee injury was dumb. Ugly. First night wasn't that good. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Why, Lord?
Why?
Hey, that was the greatest 90-second run of all time, man.
It was better than his other ones.
That was the greatest 90-second world title run of all time, man. 10 pounds of gold is the best belt. It's one of the better ones, man. It grew. I originally didn't like it, but it grew on me over the years.
Yeah, there's a couple other Ric Flair pictures there. One couple without little nameplate at the bottom. The one of them, he was just in a blue robe. I'm like, yeah, I got.
Yeah, dude. I
saw that one with the belt. I'm like, yeah, I got to get that one.
Yeah, if you get a choice between him being in the robes and him being in the belt, you got to get the belt. Because, but that's a piece of history right there, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, all right. So, we already know how Johnny feels. Just real quick, overall, what did you think of SummerSlam being a 2-night event? What do you think about it overall?
I could do with it being one night and just the best of the 2 nights. Like, it's just how I feel about all of them for sure.
I think there's some matches we could have done without on both nights, but I'd rather be it. If you're going to make it champions like you did, fine, but it needs to be one day with like 6 hours. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I do not like the 2-day format. I don't think it's necessary. I know why they're doing it. They made a buttload of money. Both from the pay-per-view buy-in and from obviously the revenue and everything they got for it being 2 nights instead of 1, but also from the city, hosting it for 2 nights. At least you're not up past midnight watching.
Yeah, I agree with that. Man. I agree with GOC, Big Daddy. Night 1 was
Night 1 was not 5 out of 10. And there were multiple reasons. Night 1 was not great. Night 2 was the main event saved it, in my personal opinion. Yeah. Overall, I'd give it I give it like a C+. I give it like 2.5 stars. It was not a great pay-per-view.
It was not.
There were a lot of issues with it, and obviously we're going to talk about them. But before we do that, go ahead and do our favorite segment, a little something we like to call, drum roll please, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it is this dude over there.
HW, baby.
What you got, my brother?
Yeah, but it's good to be back. As you said, I was at the card show of card shows.
Did you get yourself praised?
I did not take it. It's my first time being there.
Okay.
So they're expecting over 120,000 people in the 5-day event.
Wow.
So I just had to soak it in. Like, it is big. It's going to be in Chicago the next 2 years. Then it goes to Detroit in 28, but it's just going to keep getting bigger every year. But it's nice. It was nice to get out there, soak it in. Next year, I got a game plan going in, so
cool.
Much better.
Because I know you got like a huge baseball card collection and all that stuff. So,
but it's like going to Comic-Con. We've been there. It's just soak everything in. We went there the first year here in Cleveland. The best thing about that was Bruce Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Moving on to wrestling, the good, the bad, the ugly. Going with SummerSlam. I mean, that was the big thing. So that's where my GBU is going to be at. Night 2 better than night 1. Still some issues moving forward. The good. New champions with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, then Rollins.
Yep.
So I just think the whole heel angle with Cena wasn't working the way they thought it would. I think The Rock and all that not being involved didn't help it.
Yeah, I definitely heard it.
The whole misfire with Travis Scott was just dumb. Glad they moved on from that, but
yep.
They're not taking anything away from Gunther, not taking anything away from Cena, but didn't expect the title to go to Cody Rhodes. Like, you and I are both thinking he was going to have it till December.
Yeah.
But I'm fine. I would have preferred a Cody Rhodes heel turn, but that wasn't to be, at least not yet. But the championship matches both nights were good. Not great. They were good. And let's see what Seth and Cody can do with the new title runs.
No. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. It'll be
interesting. It'll be interesting. My bad is carrying over from SummerSlam is, good Lord, I don't need to see Nikki Bella involved in this thing, because she wants one last run with the title before she finally is done. I have a feeling they're going to put the title on her at Clash in Paris.
Yeah.
And I could care less.
Yeah. I
Move
agree.
on. You've got better talent. You've got Julia. You've got Stephanie McCour. You got Mariah May. I don't even remember her name now. Something Monroe.
Yeah, Blake
You've
Monroe.
got you've got Roxanne Perez. You've got other talents than Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella's time has come and gone. I'm sorry. For you fans that like the Bellas, I could care less. But move on from those. Move on from Nikki.
Yeah. I don't
Thank
get it
God,
either.
Bree's not involved. But I don't care about the Bellas. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
it's unfortunate because you would think that, like, if you're gonna use someone like that, you would use them to enhance somebody else,
yeah,
not take a belt off someone else or take a slot up from someone else. So
it's like Trish Stratus. Trish
yeah,
Stratus is done. Like she doesn't need to be there.
yeah,
Embrace the newness of these ladies you have. Don't need to tread back in nostalgia because I don't care. I don't care about Trish. I don't care about Nikki. I don't care about Natalia. It doesn't move the needle for me.
yeah.
And my ugly is the match between Tiffy and Jade Cargill.
Oh my god, dude! You and I were talking about this over the weekend, man. Oh my lord.
Yeah, like we were discussing that on X with Antonio. It's like
In Boogie, yeah,
with Boogie. It's like I'm sorry, like Tiffy, Tiffy Stratton, fine. Jade Cargill in a match, fine. But those two together, there's no alpha female in that. There's nobody to lead either one of them. If you're going to do that, there should have been somebody else who actually can help with Jade Cargill and takes. You have a three-way. Jade Cargill gets knocked out of the ring for a few minutes.
yeah,
It's a much better match. Jade Cargill versus Tiffy Stratton. No,
yeah. We're in more than a few botches. Molly says, "How can you say embrace newness but have Cody and Seth be your good?" I think he means the match itself was good. The direction they're going in is a little that's questionable.
yeah. Seth and Cody are they're not older. Like this is the second time for Cody with being in the company. He's a fresh face. He's finally getting a title run. Nikki's been there, and when she came back before, her ring rust was awful,
Pretty bad.
awful. Like her trying to, I can't remember if it's her or Bree going through the ropes. They could have hurt themselves or hurt their opponent really bad that one time. It was just awful.
Yeah. They said, "My good. Anything Steiner, Reed, and Gunther. My bad. The oversaturation of women's wrestling. My ugly is storytelling and psychology in today's industry." Yeah, I feel you on that one.
And also, Gunther's going to be out for a little while with some surgery.
Yeah, he's gonna. Was it? It's a. Is it? Was it? Is a minor? It's a relatively minor surgery, I think.
Yeah.
They said. I can't remember. Is it on his? Is it his knee or is
No,
it?
I don't remember what
I
exact
can't remember where it is.
area it is, but
But thankfully, it's not real bad. Hopefully,
yeah,
Braun's not hurt real bad either.
that's what they said. He's not.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, and you know what the thing about that Mal is, I agree. I want Cody to go heel, and I've been wanting him to go heel for a while.
Yeah.
But you know how WWE's, man, they're constantly kicking the can down the street. They're not going to do that. I said this. I said I would be shocked if we get a full Cody heel turn before the road to WrestleMania. And it's looking like I'm right. It's looking like they're laying seeds out, and then because all the reports are saying that the main event for night 2 of WrestleMania is going to be Cody versus Roman 3, and Roman's a face right now. So what does that mean? That means Cody's got to turn heel, but I think he's going to turn heel on the road to WrestleMania. He's not going to turn heel until then.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Maldacito. His character is stale, and that's why, as Rob said, going heel is what they need to do to put some new life, some new energy into Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think this run could be just as flat as the first one if they don't do something different.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same situation. Yes. Shut up. I hate you guys. But yeah, I agree with you, man. There's an extra one for you. All right. My GBU, my good. Like I said, the in-ring action for the main event I thought was good. I don't know, like I do not like the idea of, you know me, I prefer that finishers be protected. I am not the big fan of Cody kicking out of, what was it, like 6 F5s altogether or something like that. I wasn't a big fan of that. But overall, the in-ring work for the main event I thought was great. I thought it was good. Strictly in-ring. The booking of it and the decision, that's questionable. But the match that I thought, like the match that I really liked this week, Kyle Fletcher versus Dustin Rhodes. Dude, that match was awesome. I mean, Kyle Fletcher, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If Tony Khan doesn't get a rush of brains and he signs Kyle Fletcher to a long-term contract, he's gonna get snatched up by WWE like that.
Oh yeah.
He'll be gone literally like that.
Won't be a chance.
No. Because that kid, man, that kid he's turning into something special. Big Daddy said, just my opinion, Reigns, Rollins, Rhodes, Cena all played out. Give me Breaker, Reed, Fatu, Gunther. Oh yeah, dude. I got some thoughts about that Solo Sikoa Jacob Fatu match. That was one of the matches I was not happy about. But yeah, just strictly in-ring wrestling, I thought this week, there were some good matches. There were some really good matches. I'm really high on Kyle Fletcher. I got a lot of hope for that guy. And like I said, that match with him and Dustin, and good luck to Dustin Rhodes. He's going in for double knee replacement surgery. Father time comes for everybody, man.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a great match and a great way to put Kyle over.
Good.
My bad. The booking for SummerSlam. 2 things I was not happy about. I wasn't happy about the outcome for some of the matches. Not even really the outcome, just the match structure. And like Big Daddy was saying, the storytelling and the psychology of the matches, I felt like WWE really dropped the ball. I really feel like they dropped the ball on a couple of people. But just the way the 2 nights were designed. You got night 1. So night 1 was like 4 tag team matches. And it was 4 tag team matches and 2 singles matches. No weirdness, no anything like that. And then night 2 is every match is nothing but stipulations. Yep. Every single match is like night 1 was like dull because of because so many of those matches were like those were glorified television matches. And then night 2 literally was like by the time we got to the 4th match, we were like, basically they're all no DQ. By the time you get to the bottom of it, and it was just like, who? If they had switched like 2 matches from one night and 2 matches from night 2, it would have been a much better balanced card. The psychology of the entire pay-per-view would have been better. So I don't know who put that freaking thing together, man. It was like, what the hell, dude? And then, like I said, we'll get more into it, but like the decision on not just, who won, because there were a couple of them I was like, oh, I'd rather that person win or what have you. But the way they got there, I'm like, what the hell is this? This is just terrible, man. And probably the worst match of all was that Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill match. Tiffany Stratton, I think she's more skilled. I don't think she's quite there as far as being a ring general, being able to dictate a match, especially not with somebody like Jade. Jade, like I said, she's amazing. She looks amazing. I think she's destined for Hollywood. She's gonna be. I think she's gonna be one of those ones that transitions into being a movie star. She looks like $1 million, but when she steps between the ropes, man, she is suspect. She becomes very, very suspect, and she needs somebody in there that can dictate the situation. And I just don't think Tiffany was it.
Cool.
So that was my bad. And the ugly is WWF being super tone deaf. With both the return of Brock Lesnar and the just complete disregard for Karrion Kross. Whether you're high on Karrion Kross or not, that dude is over. I mean, you just listen, just go watch a friggin' show. And when that dude's on screen, man, the crowd's losing their friggin' mind. They love this guy. And WWE has just been like, nope. Oh, you want Brock? Oh, yeah, you want a Brock? You got him. Like, literally, the crowd behind Hunter is chanting for Kross.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, yeah, you guys wanted Brock? You got him. And it's like, dude. And here's the thing. I know that literally 100%. This was not his decision to bring Brock back. This thing stinks of TKO. TKO, the last 6 months or so, they have been absolutely 100% looking at cross promotion between both UFC and WWE. And who's the one person who was a big star in both? Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
And that's why, even though the whole situation with Janelle Grant is still going on, in the report, and unlike people are saying in the report, he is actually named in the report. They actually changed it from a person of interest who was both in WWE and UFC. They did change it to Brock. His name is mentioned 44 times. Oof. in that thing. Okay. So that statement that he's never, that's a lie. And then them coming out with this, no, our internal investigation found nothing wrong. Okay, fine. Your internal investigation found nothing wrong. Great. Here's the problem. He's still part of the lawsuit. Okay? We don't know the extent of everything. We don't know the legitimacy of everything. And until you do, you keep the guy off the friggin' screen. All right? Maybe once this thing goes to trial, if it does, and there isn't some kind of a deal cut, we get the long and short of it, and we find out that Brock really didn't do anything wrong, or if anything, it was minor. But with a situation like this, with charges like this, you know how I feel about this kind of stuff. Okay? If you're involved in some kind of sex trafficking or any kind of thing like that, I want to know if you're guilty, I want you gone.
Yep.
Okay? And until we know, you need to keep him off the screen. So them bringing him back like this, I think, was a big mistake. A big mistake. And I understand, this thing is getting dragged out like crazy. It's going to take years. But here's the thing. WWE was doing crazy business without him. Bringing him back is not necessary. Okay? Now, people who are just talking strictly about matches, yeah, there's some cool stuff that they could do with Brock. I don't want him on the screen if there's a possibility that he's involved in this stuff. I'm sorry. This is the way I feel. And you know, and if it turns out that you know, it's BS and it's not, then you know, I'll be the first person to apologize. But right now, it's
No,
not.
you don't have
It's not.
no. You won't have
What's
to
that?
apologize. You're still right, even if he's not involved.
What do you mean he's not? Oh, according to WWE.
No, I'm saying you don't have to apologize, even if he's not involved.
No, I'm saying no. I'm talking about like to other fans and stuff like that. I'm not talking about
No,
that.
you don't have to apologize to anyone. You're right. You're just
But
right.
but the thing is, it's unnecessary, and this whole
Exactly.
thing stinks of TKO. This whole because TKO has shown they do not give a shit.
They don't.
They do not care. So Big Day said we had an indie show Sunday with EC3, Hammerstone, Holiday, Bear Bronson, Macklin, Perazzo. I think I saw pictures of Perazzo there. She looked good. Brad Baylor, Miracle Generation, except better than most weekly shows on TV. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Sometimes, like when you've got big stars like that enjoy working those indie shows like that, that's one of the things I like. I loved Ethan Page about that. Like even when he was with AEW, that's one of the things I understand why he went to WWE because he went there to be a bigger star. But one of the things I liked about him being with AEW is he was able to still do that stuff, and he's a great character, dude. I love that.
And then again, one of the reasons he was able to do that is because Tony wasn't using him for shit.
Well, that's true, and I agree with that. And that's why I said that's why I understand why he went to WWE. He went there to be a bigger star, but because he's with WWE, he can't really, other than a few little stints with TNA, he can't really do that stuff anymore. So, but that's a hell of a card, man. Hammerstone, and Holiday together did like sign me up, dude. I love those guys. I want them to hook up with Max and AEW so bad. But that's my bad, and I mean that's my ugly is the situation. And then also Karrion Kross could be a free agent tomorrow.
Yep.
Literally, the dude could show up on if they don't sign him, he could literally show up on Dynamite tomorrow. Which I don't think that's what's going to happen. If anything, I think he'll go back to TNA. But just the fact that they've got this guy, and like I said, whether you like him or you don't, you got to admit the guy's freaking over. He's super, super over. And you're just gonna sit on him. Like we like we just talked about Tony Khan doing that. Like Tony has his favorites, we all know that, and there are people that are kind of languishing on the roster that should be used far better. WWE is doing the same thing. They do the same thing, and it's not good. It's not good. So, but that's my GBU. Johnny, you got anything you want to throw in here other than the obvious, Mr. Wide Lord?
I can't do it without crying.
Did you see the video of the guy who was watching? It's the first time he watched a pay-per-view with his daughter, and he's a big Gunther fan, and literally his daughter starts dancing and singing CM Punk's song, and he's like, I'm gonna have to disown her. I'm gonna throw her out of the house. And then when the pin happened, he was like, no. And then she's like clapping. He's like, kid, you're pushing it. That was cute. But all right, man. SummerSlam 2025, nights 1 and 2. They're in the books. We already talked about it a little bit, but what would you rank the show overall, Frank? Like night 1 and 2 combined.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Yeah, I feel about the same. I think it was a largely mediocre card. I think there were some decisions that I'm just like, what was the point of this?
Yeah.
I do think night 2 was better than night 1, but like I said, man, once we got into the third match with stipulations, I'm like, this is just going to be this all night. It's just going to be a mass of no DQ type stuff. It's just this. There was nothing in the middle to make it breathe. You know what I mean? And night one was just boring except for the main event. The main event, and I'm really torn on the main event too, man. We'll talk about that, but so night one, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Randy Orton, and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Judgment Day versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Sammy versus Cross, and then Gunther versus CM Punk. What was the best match of the night, you think? On night one.
I can't be objective because I only care about one of those.
Yeah, probably the Punk Gunther match.
And I don't mean that as a joke. It's just like there's no reason to care about the other stuff.
There really is.
So I didn't get into it.
That's why I said like I don't know who put this card together, but their decision to put all non-consequent, like pretty much, well, other than the world title, because let's be honest, man, nobody really cares about the women's tag team championship, and Tiffany versus Jade, like that thing fell flatter than like month-old soda. There was really nothing really major on this night one, man. There was nothing with real stakes. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like Gunther versus Punk, man. I think this was the worst match that Punk's had since he came back. I think that you compare this to his match, his series of matches with Drew McIntyre. It's just night and day, dude. Night and day. I thought, really, when you break it down, the best match of the night was Roman and Jay versus Braun and Bronson. And it was largely that because of Braun and Bronson. Like I agree with Big Daddy, man.
Yeah, and I don't have the only issue I have with that match is the wrong team got the win.
I agree. And again, that goes to my issues with booking and psychology and the first of all, well, let's break it down. All right. First match. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. This thing was a freaking train wreck. This match, this match, it had no zip. It had no power behind it. Jade Cargill looks like $1 million. Tiffany Stratton's attractive as hell. But there were multiple botches in this thing. And if nothing, this exposed the fact that, contrary to what they've been saying, Jade hasn't learned a damn thing.
Nope.
I actually said in a way, it almost seems like she's taken a step back from where she was, because at least in AEW, she was being personally tutored by Bryan Danielson. You know, one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers alive today. I don't know who she's working with in AEW at the Performance Center, but it ain't clicking, man. Yeah. And this match just proved that she still can't hold her own in a match. She needs somebody to direct her, and Tiffany was not that person. This match was a mess. And the fact that Jay didn't win is more of an indication to me that WWE knows this. They know if they try to put a belt on her, it's just not going to work. So the way that WWE does matches and the way that they do things, putting a belt on her is not going to work. And that's why she lost. So this match was not great. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. This match, nobody cared. It was like the crowd was into it.
Oh yeah.
But overall, the match was just like, it was a TV match.
It's Logan Paul.
Hell yeah, dude. What's that?
It's Logan Paul. I didn't look at it. So
it's, you know what? It's the typical modern day WWE match. It was a spectacle. I will say this. Jelly Roll looked a hell of a lot better than Travis Scott. And I am glad that that Paul and Drew won, but this match didn't need to be on pay-per-view, dude.
Nope.
Did not need to be on pay-per-view at all. Judgment Day versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Nobody cared. Nobody cares. It's the women's. Once again, there's no heat. There is no heat on the women's tag team championships. There's nobody cares. And I will admit this: the chemistry between Alexa and Charlotte is better than I thought it was. That has turned out to be better than I thought. But overall, literally, this match and what was it? Rhea, Io, and Naomi. That match, the crowd was not into it. It's like they just didn't care. So Roman and Jay versus. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Who's this Pete Dunne you're talking about? There's only Grande Americano.
Oh my God, dude! Now there's 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. They're really digging a hole with that thing. Roman and Jay versus Braun and Bronson. That was probably the best match of the night, in my opinion. And again, like you, I think the wrong people won. And the whole thing with Roman doing the yeet, I hate this yeet crap.
They did it, and then they did it again.
Yeah.
They did the entrance, and they did the entrance again. Like, why?
Sammy versus Karrion Kross was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Karrion got buried on his way out. Yeah, no real wrestling, Frank. Bloodsport. Yeah. I haven't seen that match yet, leg kick, but I'm definitely going to look it up because, hell yeah, dude, that's going to be awesome. Karrion Kross, I think, is on his way out. If he's not on his way out, that means WWE's trying to pull something weird. And I wouldn't put it past him, but I don't think that's what the case is. I think they're just like, you know what? We're not doing anything with him.
Let him go somewhere to actually use them.
Yeah, let him go somewhere where he can actually, make something of himself. Gunther versus Punk. Dude, this is the worst. I personally feel like this match was the worst that Punk has looked since he came back to WWE. Dude, halfway through the match, he looked like he was gassed. I don't know what was going on. See y'all. How are you guys in LA night? I feel like, yeah, LA Knight. That's another guy that I feel like they're kind of like not doing anything with. I feel like the guild's off the lily with him, but that's what it is. But appreciate you, Courtney. Thanks for being here, girl.
Yes,
SummerSlam was weak AF. Yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Punk looked like he was gassed, like hardcore gassed, like halfway through this match. Gunther, and dude, it's rare for Gunther to have to make a mistake. And I wonder if it was because something happened in the match and either Punk was out of position or what happened. When he went for that stomp, he missed by a mile, dude. Like it was, oh crap. Your camera's going crazy again.
Yeah, yep. I figured out what's going on.
But then yeah, you get the finish to it, and here's the thing. CM Punk wins, which we kind of anticipated. And then Seth's music hits, and basically everybody realizes immediately that they were worked.
Yep.
He comes out, cashes in. He's your new world champion. I don't have a problem with this work. I know there's a lot of people that do. All right. And I understand that the whole like making it seem like he's legitimately injured and then pulling this feels like being disingenuous or what have you. As far as the storyline thing is concerned, I think it works. I personally don't, because I said from the start, everything that I was reading said that he's working with like a minor injury or something like that. And they were talking that he's going to get that treated, which would take which would take like, 2 or 3 weeks
Right.
for him to start recovering from that. Because here's the thing, when he did the cash in, it's not like he did a lot. He came in, he hit like 2 moves, and that was it. So I don't have a problem with this. I think storyline wise, this is the one thing on the show that works. Do I understand people not liking the fact that they got worked? Yeah, I get that. Do I understand people that wanted CM Punk to be the champion and run like Johnny? Yeah, I get that. But from a storyline standpoint, I think this is the best thing. I think this is probably the best thing on the entire show, in my personal opinion. I get that a lot of people don't agree with me. That's fine. What do you think?
I agree with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. I'm sad like kayfabe wise, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, there's a video where a fan's leaving the venue, and this dude is literally looking to start a fight. He's so pissed off that Punk lost, that Punk is not the champion, that he got that they got worked, man. I'm like, I'm telling you, man, this is the way it is. But yeah, night one, outside of the finish for the world title and Braun and Bronson, like I said, I think I agree with Big Daddy. I think they're the best thing on the show. Outside of night one, man, it was mid. It was hardcore mid. Night two. Night two. So the street fight for the here we go. The TLC match for the World Tag Team Championship. Wyatt Six versus the Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus Fraxium versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus DIY. This thing was an absolute mass of chaos. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of pissed that the Wyatt Six won. Because the work that all these other teams put in, especially, yes, I have summoned the Guardian of Chaos. The work that those other teams put in, where the Wyatts were largely sitting out the majority of the match. And then with Candice coming in and oh my God, dude, the bump she took.
Jimmy right to the table.
Freaking Christmas, dude. I was like, yo, you don't need to be doing stuff like that. The work they put in, man, if I was booking this, man, I would have given it to either the Motor City Machine Guns or DIY, me personally. Because I think every other team put in way more work than the Wyatts did. And honestly, I think the guild is off the lily with the Wyatt Six. I think people are starting to get to the point where they just don't care. And we said that from the start. I said a gimmick like this, love Bray Wyatt, sorry, sad for his passing. A gimmick like this does not have legs. No. It just doesn't. Yeah, I agree, Big Daddy. I think you take the best matches from both nights and you combine them into one. You've got a solid pay-per-view.
Yep.
The way that they set this thing up, though, man, half the matches could have been television matches, and there would have been nothing different. Nothing changes. So that TLC match, man, it was entertaining, but again, the finish, the storytelling of it was terrible. Oh dear Lord God, this is the match I had a problem with. Steel cage match for the United States Championship, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Will you stop sacrificing Jacob Fatu to Solo Sikoa? For God's sake, look, I get it, all right? Everybody loves the bloodline. I get it.
No, I don't.
But Jacob Fatu is 100% the most gifted member of that family. Why are you pulling this crap, making him look ineffectual? The dude's a monster. All right. This guy legitimately, I feel like by the middle of next year, he's not in the world title scene, something's wrong. I think, yeah, the Usos in the form that they're currently in, I think they're played out as well. Honestly, I think the way the bloodline being split into two factions like this, I don't think it works. I just don't feel it. It's not working for me.
It feels like NWO.
It does. It feels like NWO Black versus NWO Red. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I think what needs to happen is Jimmy and Jay need to come back together as a tag team, and they need to help revitalize the tag team division, because the tag team division is in shambles right now. So it's just bad, and just the way that this match friggin' played out, dude. It was just like, I felt so bad for Jacob Fatu. I'm so into that guy. He's so friggin' good, man. Go look at the stuff that he did in MLW. He's a dude. He's this match pissed me off.
And he barely had time with the title. Like,
yeah, it's like he should have had a run with that belt like Gunther had with the IC title. That's what should have happened with Jacob in that belt. Especially if you want to elevate that belt, that's the guy you put it on. And you let him just kill people. You let him have those crazy kinetic matches like he has with like he had with Hammerstone and all those guys in MLW. Let him do that. And I'll tell you, he'll do the same thing for the IC belt that Gunther did for the US title that Gunther did for the IC belt. And the booking on this was just frustrating, dude. I know what it's leading to. It's going to lead to Jacob Fatu versus Hikuleo, or whatever they're calling him. But yeah, this match pissed me off. Like, legit pissed me off. No DQ match for Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. This was weak sauce, man.
Yep.
This whole friggin' like the friggin' plunder spots were stupid. This was the weakest match that they've had. Honestly, the whole Brie Bella angle thing pisses me off. You know, put the belt. Let Lyra take the belt and do something with it before you put friggin' Nikki Bella into this shit. It was just, again, a lame match. Two people who deserve better than this. It just didn't work.
And I knew Bayley was getting involved somehow.
Yep. And the fact that like they're having to play second fiddle to Brie Bella, Nikki Bella. I'm sorry, Nikki Bella is like, are you shitting me? Bayley, one of the best women's wrestlers of the last 20 years. Okay, Becky, one of the best women's wrestlers in the last 20 years. Lyra, who's got a lot of upside, and they're playing second fiddle to Nikki Bella. You shitting me?
And now that you took the tag belt off of Roxanne Perez, put her in there.
Oh my God! There's a dozen people that would be a better choice than Nikki Bella. IC Championship, AJ Styles versus Dominic. I didn't have a problem with this match.
I thought AJ would win it, but
I thought AJ would win it too. I don't have a problem with him losing it. I don't want to see him lose a bunch of matches on his way because, like I said, we know that this is his last run. At least Dominic is a super over heel that has a significant place in WWE right now. At least he's losing to someone like that. He's losing to a guy who's on the come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But Nikki is a legend. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Oh God, don't get me started. So this is the kind of thing, and this is AJ. AJ's a selfless guy like this. You know, he's going to do that for a young guy like Dominic, and I guarantee you, Dominic's going to appreciate it to death. Would I rather had AJ like win it, and then he gets that trifecta, and and then maybe Dominic wins it back later down the line a little bit. Sure, that would have been better in my opinion, but I didn't mind this match. Triple threat match for the Women's World Championship: Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Naomi. This was, once again, it was like the last time. You got two great people that were. You got 3 good wrestlers in there, 2 super over wrestlers, and you've got Io, who's one of the best in-ring performers in the business. And the finish is exactly the same as it was last time. The only difference is who ate the pin.
Yep.
This is another match that didn't need to happen like this soon. You need to run it back like this. So I think it would have been better if it had just been Naomi versus Io or Naomi versus Rhea. But, the outcome literally was exactly what everybody predicted it was going to be.
And now you're setting up Stephanie versus Naomi.
Yep. So it's, at least they're putting Stephanie in there.
But she's not gonna beat Naomi.
Yeah, that's my problem. At least they're putting Stephanie in a world title match. And I'll tell you right now, man, I guarantee you, if they take that belt off Naomi, friggin' Rikishi's gonna have a friggin' meltdown. But I don't think that's the idea. I think they're gonna keep that belt on her. I don't know what the outcome. I mean, as far as the storyline is concerned, who's gonna be the one that takes off? Is it gonna be Bianca? Is it gonna be Jade? Are they haven't done anything to build towards that.
Nope.
It's just random.
Bianca's been hurt. That doesn't help.
I understand that, but they could do something to build towards, like her or Jade, or et cetera. But, and then the street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship: Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. In ring wise, it was great. The only thing I have an issue with was kicking out of the finisher so often. Like I said, I believe that finishers should be protected. The way the match ended, it's like, why did you turn him heel to begin with? Yeah, Naomi is the perfect example of being built like a brick shithouse. She is stacked everywhere. Dude, Naomi looks great. And she can work in the ring. My problem is with the storytelling in this thing. It's like, where's this whole thing going? What's the point of this? We know where it's eventually going to go, but like getting there is like meandering through a friggin' maze. But I thought the action was great. I agree with everybody. I think that the heel thing with Cena wasn't working without The Rock being there. They had to do something. I'm surprised that they pulled the trigger like this, especially this early. I honestly don't know what the hell they're going to do at this point. Well, we know what they're going to do with Cena. It's going to be him versus Brock.
Yep.
A
part-timer versus even less part-timer.
Yep. So anyone involved with the Samoans will continue to be pushed to the moon. Yep, I agree. I think they're going to milk that for everything they possibly can. Even though, like I said, right now, I think having the 2 different bloodlines is so diluting it. It's damaging it. I've already said what I feel about Brock being back. I don't agree with it. I don't think him being back is necessary. This feels like TKO sticking their nose in once again. And the fact that, once again, they are this tone deaf to what people want and how people feel about this situation just speaks volumes with the problems with TKO. And the Endeavor group, people have had people haven't been happy with the way that they've run UFC for the last 7 or 8 years. As soon as they became the owners of WWE, we all knew that the same thing was coming for WWE. So But how did you feel about the whole situation? You guys tell me.
So unnecessary.
Unnecessary, yeah.
Everything was fine. That's what puzzles me. Like, it's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make that big of a difference to have him there. So why do it?
Yeah, like I said, this whole thing stinks of TKO to me. Like, what do you think, Frank?
Yeah, it does take a TKO. It should have been a TKO and a little bit of the Rock. It should have been Cody Rhodes turning heel, not Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said before, there's no reason to bring in Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. And that's like the same thing with R-Truth. Like the only reason they re-signed R-Truth is because they didn't want him to go to AEW.
Yeah.
That's it. And then as soon as they re-signed him, they just stuck him on the shelf.
Yep.
He's in catering.
Yep. He's in catering, and hopefully Cross will be in TNA soon.
Yeah.
But it's just the whole thing is a waste. The whole thing with the story, Cena's heel turn was a waste. This whole thing with Brock is just dumb.
Yeah. It feels like they had they fed the fans of the intentions of going one way, and then they just went, we don't give a crap. And they just did whatever the hell they felt like. Like I said, I think if you had Cody turn on Cena and have The Rock come out and be like, "Yep, I settled for you, but he's the one I really wanted, and you helped me get him there, so I sacrificed you to get to him." Something like that, something storyline wise that makes sense with this, because all this just feels like they dropped the ball.
They did,
but overall, SummerSlam, I give it, like I said, I give it like a 6 out of 10. It's like a C plus show. Not great. They did crazy business. They made a buttload of money off this freaking pay-per-view, which is why they announced that they're going to more of them. And in fact, it's not just going to be the tent poles. It's going to be the big four and then possibly Money in the Bank. I think
yeah, no, you're right. Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. And then they also hinted that they might do Elimination Chamber as well. Or not Elimination, King of the Ring, which I think is awful idea. But yeah, that's our thoughts on SummerSlam. And dude, I don't know how to feel about this thing going forward. It's going to be a mess. But real quick before we go, they did announce we've got a couple matches set up for AEW's Forbidden Door. It's going to be a big show. AEW, like I said, AEW, and they're hit or miss when it comes to TV. Pay-per-views, they're almost always knocking it out of the park. But there are 3 matches that are announced, and then, 4 matches technically. But just confirmed, you got Athena versus Toni Storm. That's going to be dope. If it was me, I would actually have Athena win this and become Tony's rival in the company, because dude, she's great in the ring. She really is. But Toni Storm, more than likely she's going to win this because she is the best character in professional wrestling. AEW Unified Championship, Okada versus Swerve Strickland. That'll be great. AEW Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate, defending against the winner of the Tag Team Title Eliminator. It's going to be FTR. It's going to be FTR. It's going to be Hurt Syndicate versus FTR. So, and I'm hoping that FTR wins that because I want Bobby and Shelton to be in single stuff. But the big one that's on my mind is the generational talent, Hiroshi Tanahashi of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's hanging it up this year, and he will. And Forbidden Door will be his final match in the UK. He's already got his final match in the US. His final match in Japan will be at Wrestle Kingdom in January. I don't know who, in my personal opinion, look at it, Tanahashi's history, it should have been Okada. That's the person on AEW's roster that he has the most history with, is Kazuchika Okada. Who's his opponent going to be? I mean, it could be Shibata, I guess. They've got some history. But I'm looking at the roster, and honestly, I can't think of anybody who should be his opponent.
No Takeshita.
His final match in the U.S. is Takeshita. It was at the Chicago show.
No Omega.
I guess it could be Omega. I mean, it wouldn't be bad, and they do know each other really, really well. But I just thought, like, if it's going to be his final match, it should be somebody of great significance to his history. Someone else said Jay White, since it's in the UK, but we know that Jay White's not going to be back until next year. So I don't know. It'll be whoever he chooses it to be is what it's going to end up being.
Right.
But it's going to be interesting. I really like Hiroshi Tanahashi. Obviously, he can't go the way he used to, which is why he's hanging it up. But that guy, he saved. He's one of the key factors that saved New Japan. So, but yeah, we'll talk more about Forbidden Door as time goes on. Yeah, Hogan's funeral was really. Yeah, I know that. Was it his son Nick was in the crowd at SummerSlam, and they showed him. So that was pretty emotional. So, but all right, guys, that's the show for this week. Appreciate you guys being here. Frank, thanks for rushing back and not getting into a car wreck or something on your way. Yeah, hold that picture up again, dude. Hang on a minute. Look at that. Damn, man. God, that is, you know what? Like I said, like when I first watched wrestling, I didn't care for that belt. I love that belt now, man. I love that belt now. That the 10 pounds of gold, man. That's one of the best looking classic belts that there is. But appreciate you guys being here. Big Daddy, Leg Kick, Malacito, Courtney, Miss Saren, and yeah, we will
Retro Vibes.
Yep, Retro Vibes for coming in at the end there. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, we will see you guys next week. Bye.